As I stand before you, one gets very nostalgic, especially because of certain incidents narrated by Justice Sirpurkar and Chief Justice Dotto. Actually, as I entered the hall, in my mobile, one of the oldest photographs which I have, and the mobile flashes 10-year-old or 12-year-old or 14 years old, is a picture of this very hall where Justice Sirpurkar, the then sitting judge of the Supreme Court, and I, as senior advocate coming from Supreme Court, we were sharing the dais in one of the conferences held by the High Court Bar Association or perhaps I think Maharashtra Bar Association or Bar Council. Very nice, fond memories of this particular city, this particular place, and the persons who I see in front of me or by my side. The incident which was narrated by Justice Sirpurkar, that he appeared in my father's court and on a sheet of paper, the bail order was granted. When he narrated that incident to me for the first time, my immediate reaction was, why is it that I don't get such judges? You could get such judges when you were practicing. His immediate reaction was he punched me in the stomach and said, if you had come to me when I was in Nagpur, when I was in Chennai, when I was in Uttarakhand or even in Calcutta, I would have done that. Not in Supreme Court. So these are very lovely, fond memories. It was Justice Sirpurkar who saw to it that I was committee's counsel when the committee was formed under the directions of the then Vice President, the chairperson of Rajya Sabha, to go into the allegations against Justice P.D. Dinakaran. So I was appointed as counsel for the committee. The various fond memories then start flowing. And then I looked back and said that if my journey with law actually started in this city, and that was a very innocuous but a very momentous occasion in my life. My father was sworn in the year 1974, January. I had not attended his swearing in. I'd never seen my father work as a judge, so therefore I had never even attended his court. But when his term was about to expire, and the news started spreading that perhaps, 17th of January after 1976, thereafter, he won't be a judge of the High Court. That day, I went to Nagpur High Court. He was actually here stationed as a judge. And I went to that particular courtroom. And mind you, that's the first time that I saw lawyers in black robes, hustle, bustle in the corridors. And then I entered the court and I saw a judge sitting there on the dais for the first time. So that perhaps was my first brush with the legal profession. I was not a member of Nagpur High Court Bar Association at any juncture, but I've always been associated with Nagpur and its bar. I have appeared in this High Court on a number of occasions. As a matter of fact, when I saw some of the faces here sitting, Like Justice Radhakrishnan, I appeared before him in Bombay. Justice Dharmadhikari, I appeared before him in Nagpur. There are so many judges before whom I have appeared. There are so many lawyers with whom I have fought many battles. Maybe I have fought battles against them, drawn swords against them. But it was all part of life. It was all part of one single progression in life. And that progression is something at every level. There have been so many associates. Like, for instance, Mr. Kumbhakoni, he and I went to same school in Solapur. So it's the association which then gives you that strength. Every person is like a book. If you read that person, there's a great learning opportunity. He or she tells you what exactly matters in life and to what extent can that person be a guiding light in your journey towards what the life constitutes. Every person, whether it is Justice Bhushan Gavai or Justice Dipankar Datta, I had the occasion to be in Calcutta High Court, and he showed me some of the rare exhibits in that court. And that shows the kind of attachment to what the profession, what this judgeship, what this service counts, and to what extent we give great importance to these milestones in our life. I have been very, very fortunate that I come from a family of lawyers. My grandfather started in 1920 in a district named Solapur. It is 102 years of unbroken chain. And as Justice Sirpurkar mentioned, perhaps I may be the happiest person that my earlier and next generation are still in practice when I step down in 3 months' time. So that's part of life. And it is the journey which you undertake. See, there's a very beautiful poem written by Rudyard Kipling. And it makes one emotional that it is not what you have covered, it is how you cover that. Pardon me. I have had the blessings of elders, the love of everybody around me, my friends, my colleagues, at the bar, or even in normal walks of life. They have provided me strength. They have given me always a helping hand, rendered a helping hand. And of all the persons, I must be thankful to my dear wife. She has stood like a rock of Gibraltar at every juncture. She understands me even before I say anything to her. So therefore, that's the kind of connection that we have developed. I am thankful to her. This is here, I'm not here to make any promises except one, that I will do everything to the best of my ability, knowledge, and belief. Thank you so much.
Nation Next News Hub for New India.